Hello everyone, welcome to this post Nintendo partner showcase discussion for the one that happened at the very tail end of July here. Didn't put out a predictions video because I had the recording but fell asleep before I could edit it, and by the time I woke up it was already only gonna be like 3 hours till the direct started, so yeah, not worth it. But we are here to discuss, and I do have AnimaSean with me. I don't have anyone else though. Yeah, just Sean here.
Hello.
Right, so direct came and went, and I mean, I was overall kind of satisfied. Like, I'm not over the moon, like crazy happy about it, but there was stuff there that I liked and that I am excited for. But I know the general consensus around it is kind of meh. But I mean, at least for me, I was happy with it and like satisfied. But like, yeah, not too crazy. And what about you?
I was heavily underwhelmed. It was there were like maybe two things total that actually had any level of interest to me.
Yeah, so I guess your thoughts are kind of closer to what seems to be the general thoughts about this direct.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I guess we can just kind of go through everything here one by one and kind of yap on. So
yeah,
the present started with Monster Hunter Stories, that sort of like Pokemon-esque RPG of Monster Hunter and stuff, which I mean, I heard good things about the first two games, especially the ones that came out on Switch. I think 2 was the one that was on Switch, then one was one on 3DS, or like, either way, I've heard good things about it. So like, we know some people that are pretty excited for the new Monster Hunter. I'm not familiar with this. I haven't played any of to be honest, I haven't played any of the Monster Hunter games. And are you more familiar with this franchise or not?
I've barely played Monster Hunter, like so barely that I don't have much idea about it. So
I guess neither of us have a whole lot to say about Monster Hunter Stories 3. And
yeah.
You got anything to say about the new Katamari, or
no? Not a thing.
Not that I mean, new Katamari, and I'm sure that's the same for people who are into that franchise. We're probably gonna have even less to say about Just Dance.
The only thing I have to say about Just Dance is the fact that I'm surprised that it's releasing without a Switch 2 edition. It looks like.
I mean, you can play Switch games on Switch too, so, and like,
yeah,
come on, what?
I know.
What kind of horsepower? What kind of like exciting new horsepower you're gonna unlock for a game that's so simple that it wasn't until like 2020 when they finally left the Wii?
I mean, yeah, I figure, why wouldn't you want an edition specifically for the better console? But I guess that's just more optimization you have to do.
Yeah. Like I said, don't have a whole lot to say about yearly franchise game. That's inevitable. After that was the new Dragon Ball. I know Dragoon from the previous Pokemon Presents was really excited about this one. Was it just me, or did it look really choppy on the stream? Or maybe just that they were showing the Switch version, but I don't know why they would do that for a Presents, but...
Yeah, no, let me see here.
I mean, I'm not too familiar...
It says gameplay Nintendo Switch 2 version of the game.
Wow. Huh. I don't know why it's like that.
Maybe it's just a stylistic thing?
Perhaps, I guess, but anyway, yeah, outside of that, don't really have a whole lot to say, because we're kind of batting 0 for 4 here on games that we are familiar with and are in franchises we're interested in, so...
Yeah. There's a reason I was underwhelmed.
Yeah. After that was the new Plants versus, well, not new Plants, the Plants vs Zombies port to Switch, which I've actually played the first Plants vs Zombies on like mobile, and I mean that's fun. So I'd imagine it'd work pretty well with the mouse and whatnot. But yeah, still not a whole lot to talk about when it comes to Plants vs Zombies. Yep, it's the first game remastered. Like I said, EAFC they showed up for like a minute saying, "Hey, we finally brought the EA Sports games here." I'm like, yep. I'm so ready for them to show that every year. They don't need to, because everyone knows it's coming at this point. And then after that was the remaster of Pac-Man World 2, which I mean, I've heard some people excited for it, but I know nothing about these old Pac-Man platformers, so
It looks fairly interesting. I'm definitely considering it if there weren't like 6 other games coming out this year that I was looking forward to. Maybe eventually I'll get it.
I mean, yeah, it looks fun. It fills out the schedule a little more. Another September release. Final Fantasy Tactics. This was one we already knew about, but like it's still exciting because, I mean, I've heard nothing but good things about Final Fantasy Tactics, and like having them finally push these things over to the new generations is really exciting. So like that's another thing announced here. Final Fantasy Tactics. You got any thoughts on Final Fantasy Tactics or nah?
No, I've never played a full Final Fantasy game before.
Persona 3 Reloaded. I'm pretty sure they already did. They announce Persona 3 Remake was coming to Switch already, or was that only on PS? Well, either way, they announced it for Switch 2 now, so
yeah, I'm not even sure.
But yeah, Persona 3 also coming to Switch 2. Hyrule Warriors. They showed off more of that new Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment game that they had from last time. A bunch of new stuff from it, but they didn't give a release date, which is really weird because they still say 2025, but there's only like half a year left. Yeah, they're still saying 2025, but they didn't say like a specific date or anything, which is really odd.
I thought all they said was winter.
Wait, they only said winter? Oh.
I thought all they said was this winter, which could be February or January.
Oh wow, it might get delayed into not delayed, but it might get pushed into next year.
Yeah, I'm looking at the trailer on the YouTube channel, and in the description it just says Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is coming to Nintendo Switch 2 this winter. So it could very well be like February.
Well, I mean that's a little disappointing, but I mean I guess if they said it's winter, then I don't see any reason. Then they gave us a warning, but
yeah.
I have the first Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity one, but I still haven't played it yet. So I also haven't even played Tears of the Kingdom yet either, because my backlog for Switch games is a little big right now. So I mean it looks cool, but I got way too much other Zelda stuff I need to do first before I play through this one.
So the longer it takes, the better, you know?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Madden's coming, yeah, no duh. They already said that, hey, the new Madden stuff is coming to Switch. I gotta stop getting my hopes up that they'll put college football on these things, because I know they won't, because college football is kind of like newish, and like it's to be taking way more advantage of the new generation technology and stuff, so I keep getting my hopes up for that, but it never comes. But Madden's obviously coming, of course. They said that FC and Madden were coming in the April trailer, so it's not surprising. Next one was like Chilling by the Fire. I mean I saw it in the thing, and it looks fine. It looks okay. Like, yeah, whatever. Another one. I'm sorry to come closer to your thought process here, because the next one was Apex Legends, which I don't know really anyone who plays Apex. Most of the people who I know who play like battle royale style games they usually play Fortnite, not Apex. But no, that's
Yeah.
it's coming out relatively soonish, like literally next week. I'm not sure why they couldn't have just shadow dropped it, but I guess they need that extra week to polish up and whatnot. Hey, this one was one of the more interesting of the unknown, sort of like weirder games. This one kind of looked more interesting to me. It's sort of like this, like small mouse in a big world kind of thing.
It looked fairly interesting. Yeah.
It certainly looked a lot more like unique than a lot of the other like sort of well-known games and even some of the lesser well-known games here. But that was so far that was a pretty good one shown off. Ubisoft. I'm surprised that Ubisoft didn't. I'm both surprised and not surprised that Ubisoft didn't have a bigger showing here, because the only thing they really showed up with was Just Dance, which everyone knows is already coming because it's literally a yearly franchise, and then Star Wars Outlaws, which they already announced at the April Direct, so everyone already knew this coming. So there wasn't anything new from Ubisoft. There wasn't any new Assassin's Creed. There wasn't any new like Mario plus Rabbids thing, and just I guess they're hoping that Star Wars Outlaws could get a second life on Switch 2, but I was looking at the trailer for it at the Direct, and it didn't look good graphically. Like it looks significantly worse than what I saw of the game on like PS5 and stuff. And like I don't know if that's just it something felt off. Granted, it's Star Wars Outlaws, so something was gonna feel off anyway, but I don't know, just not. I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed by Outlaws this time, visually, for the Switch 2.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, still not a whole lot to say on.
Yeah. I'm still. I never decided to get Outlaws, and who knows? I might check it out on the Switch too, but I don't know.
I mean, I haven't heard the best things about it, but also Star Wars fans, you know. Yeah, you know Star Wars fans, dude. So Chrono New Dawn, I was like, I was watching live thinking, oh, this is Lethal Company. This is obviously Lethal Company, and then it's not, and I'm really embarrassed that I went that far about like, oh, this is very obviously Lethal Company, and then I was just so wrong. So that's kind of embarrassing. But outside of that, it looks fine. It looks fine. Yakuza 2 is coming to Switch 2 alongside Yakuza 1, which was on Switch 1, but now they are also putting that on Switch 2 as well. So, you know, 2 Yakuza games on the Switch 2. Those are some good pickups. I don't really have a lot to say because I don't play Yakuza either. I
don't either.
Yeah, but
see, this was just like this was so much of a nothing direct for me. There was not anything that I knew a whole lot about.
Yeah, and then I believe after that was like the sizzle reel of a bunch of stuff. Night Universe, it looks fine. NBA Bounce, why it's not NBA Jam, whatever. Hello Kitty Island Adventure, yes. We're gonna play this instead of World of War. We're gonna play this one instead of World of Warcraft. I don't play World of Warcraft. I like Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Yeah, you get that reference, right? You get that reference, right?
No, I don't think I do. But
it's a South Park bit. I guess I'll have to explain to you after we record this. Romancing Saga 2, that was in the scissor reel. It looks fine. Shinobi, that was that the 2D Metroidvania one, or was it a platform? Either way, it was a 2D game, and it looks fine. It looked neat. Borderlands 4. I'm surprised that they put this in the sizzle reel. That would seem like a pretty big thing to show off, like, you know, a big new Borderlands game. But no, it's in the sizzle reel, and that's out in October. That was in, like, I mean, that seemed like a pretty big thing. I don't know, maybe Borderlands isn't as big as I think it is, but
Hey, does Borderlands have any confidence in their games?
how many?
Have any confidence in their games? Like, hmm.
I mean, they seem to, or like they. I've heard mostly good things about them, so I don't know. Maybe things have gotten a little shaky since that bad movie came out, but I don't know. I don't think that affect the new game
Yeah, that's fair.
too much. And then the direct closed off with two Squeenix titles. The first one was The Adventures of Elliot and the Millennium Tales. Thank God Square Enix actually gave an HD2D game a real name, and not like something stupid like Octopath Traveler or Triangle Strategy. It's a real name, an actual name. And this game's probably the reason why I kind of think a little more highly of this direct than most other people. 'Cause this game looked really cool, you know. Like it's a new IP, but it's got that really nice HD2D style that they've had for Octopath Traveler and a bunch of other games. It's sort of an action RPG, kind of like the Mana series, or to a much lesser extent Chrono Trigger. That's not really action RPG, but like still that kind of world, kind of that style and stuff. Just
Yeah.
this one was my high point of the direct. This game looks really cool, and I'm really looking forward to it next year. Did Adventure of Elliot make as much of a good impression on you, or?
I think I'm gonna have to go back and watch that fully, because at this point I was just kind of, because I woke up late, so at this point I woke up a little bit after the direct, and by the time I got to this point of the direct, I was just skipping around at the end to see what these last two announcements were. So I have to go back and look at it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I thought it looked neat, and I thought it was probably the best thing they showed today. And then the last thing they showed off was Octopath Traveler 0. That's going to be out on the 4th of December. And from what it looked like it was a prequel to Octopath Traveler. That, like,
I mean, if you're gonna title a game with 0, that's the only way to go about it.
But anyway, it sort of like takes place in like Octopath Traveler, like all those lore bits, and like, gosh, I actually played Octopath Traveler. This is like the one game I actually played that's like in the franchise of one of these things that in this direct stuff. So it seems like it takes place in, like, you know, back in like the old kingdoms, and like probably like when the flames started coming up and stuff. And like it looks neat, but like also I've only played the first Octopath Traveler. I still have yet to play the second one, and like any of the other, like the whatever mobile game also came out, and like pretty much the only thing I played with the Octopath Traveler series is the first one. So I'm a little behind on this, but it's still a cool release, still a cool announcement. And just, it's nice to see more HD2D stuff, you know. But have you played Octopath Traveler? Have you have an experience with this franchise?
I need to. It looks visually amazing, but like I've never gotten around to it, and now it's not the time for me to get around to it either, because there are a few different games coming out in this last half of the year that I'm really looking forward to. So
yeah, well, that's Octopath Traveler 0 is still one to look forward to. And yeah, that was part of the Showcase Direct. I'm starting to see other people's perspective on this more, because like I'm still generally high on it, because again, genuinely, Adventures of Elliot looks really cool. But outside of that, I can see how without it, it's kind of a meh direct, because not a whole lot of like really exciting, like crazy, like big, like oh wow, kind of announcements here. Just mostly like, oh that's neat, oh that's cool, or oh we already knew about that, or oh, yeah, that makes sense. But like nothing crazy. Still, that the Adventure of Elliot one was a kind of cool announcement, and there's plenty of other like stuff I think is neat. You know, Katamari, a new Katamari is cool. Monster Hunter Stories 3, that's kind of cool. Some of the ports and remasters. Final Fantasy Tactic, that's gonna be cool. Persona 3 Reloaded. But yeah, just overall, I mean, overall, I feel B-, but I understand why others would say C-, you know? Just...
Yeah, I'd put it at C- for me. There were several games that could have been in this direct that would have been really interesting to me.
No Silk Song.
And
I called it. No Silk Song. What did I say?
Yeah, fair enough.
No Silk Song. Put on your guard clown hats. Because there will be no Silk Song at the Nintendo Direct.
Fair enough. I am genuinely shocked to not see anything about Hades 2 or Red Dead 2. So, that caught me way off guard. I've never played Red Dead 2, but there's been so much talk about that I would, about that and the possibility, and that possible Switch 2 port, that I was like, surely it's gotta happen. But no.
Yeah, boy, are we glad that I didn't end up posting that predictions video, because like, I don't think really
nothing.
We predicted.
There was not a single thing that we got right.
No Kingdom Hearts, no Fallout, no Halo, no nothing. I think the only thing that ended up being right was my gimme of Madden FC coming, of them showing off Madden FC, and that was it. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of our thoughts on the partner showcase. Not a whole lot to say, because not a whole lot got announced, but there was some cool stuff there. So, thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and until next time, bye.